Hello and welcome. We're going to get into another video. Today's video, we will review all the new champions that were added to the game just today. Because as you guys all know, they just added Ninja Turtles, 6 new champions into the game. So how does their kit? Let's start with Donnie. I think he's a support champion that cleanse and heal. So his A1 attack when enemy heals all allies by 5% of this champion's max HP. Instantly activate one random continuous heal buff on all allies. Not the wards, it's like similar to like around Cardiel's A1, except that Cardiel's can join the attack. So is it as Cardi's A1? Doesn't seem so. Maybe something on his kit that will make it look so. Attack all enemies, decrease the cooldown of all allies skills except this champion's by 2 turns. So on a 4-turn cooldown, 2 turns, it's actually not bad, to be honest. Like what's his Prince Kaimar? 1 second. What is Prince Kaimar? What is he? He's a demon, right? What is Kaimar? Oh, it's 6 turns, but it's a 3 turns cooldown, right? So this champion will use the skill. This it will not reset. This skill cooldown. Where is reset? This skill. Oh, he just reset all skills. But yeah, it's 6 turns cooldown. So Donnie's 8. I mean, it's 4 turns cooldown. So it's technically, I think Yomiko is like also 6 turns cooldown. So technically, on a 4-turn cooldown, it's not bad. Remember that he also attack places 30% increases speed buff on all allies for 2 turns as well. So this might be some of the best cooldown decrease in the entire game. Wait, before we say that, there is a lizard that does decrease cooldown. So let's see what's his ability. It's here. Okay, it's 4-turn cooldown. By 2 turn, he also plays increased resistance and perfect veil. Donnie increases speed, and remember that Donnie is only by 2 turns. So technically, Fidey is still the king of reset. But remember that also Fidey, you cannot decrease his abilities, so Yumiko is still the best reset because she can be resetted as well. His A3, remove all debuffs from all allies. Okay, that's a cleanse with continuous heal and strengthen for 2 turn. Not the best cleanse. I mean, usually you want to have block debuffs. If there is no block debuffs, you want to have increased defense, right? So he's missing either, but also he fills the turn meter of all allies by 20%. So this could be a thing, you know, like it's a 3-turn cooldown, fill turn meter, and continuous heal and strengthen. He's not fast enough to be like a, you know, like a go first type of a thing. Assume he's like somewhat similar to Freya, because Freya does cleanse with block debuff and she has shield here, except that he has increased defense and he does heal on his A1. Now his passive, whenever any turtle attacks, this champion joins the attack. Okay, so technically this is similar to Cardiel, except that with turtles it's way better a chance. So he's gonna keep everyone fully health, I'm assuming. Whenever an ally is about to receive a fatal hit, this champions prevent that ally's death and keep them alive with 1 HP, then equalize that ally's HP. The HP level of that ally will be brought up to the average HP level of the team. If there are multiple champions on the team, with this skill, only one will activate. So this is like Freya's passive on crack. So technically his passive is so good. I got you, bro. I got you, bro. So yeah, that's actually a cool passive. I think his passive stand up as his best ability. His kit entirely, like, if you don't have a supported champion, he is a top tier support, not gonna lie. Like he's a very good support. Also, he's a lizard. So in the lizard faction, there is Pythion. So for those people who like every time I make a Pythion video, it's like, I don't have Pythion. Well, if you can go for Donnie is technically stronger, but I mean Pythion revives, so like, I mean, we don't revive here, but he can keep you up all the time. So that's as far as Donnie. Now as far as Michelangelo, my favorite one, so let's see. Look at that dude, he's so freaking cool, man. Look at that, smiling and attacking. Attack one enemy 2 times. If either hit was critical, place increase attack buff on this champion. This is actually so underrated. This is so good. Why? Because we've seen that the turtles will join the attack, and he buffed himself, which means like you don't need to bring an increase attack champion, which is actually so underrated. Like this is so underrated. Place increase attack buff on this champion for 2 turns, and he does double hit. Attack one enemy. Express delivery. Express delivery, sure. Attack one enemy for attacking has 75% chance placing a decreased defense buff on the target for 2 turns. Okay, on a 3-turn cooldown with 100% decreased defense. Has 75% chance placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. Will ignore 25% of the target resistance if the attack is critical. Then apply debuff spread, taking all debuff from the target and placing them on all enemies. Will ignore 25% of the target if this attack is critical. Now there is something here. So I love the fact that he's banned Lord, because I am struggling with my decreased defense champion. Yes, I have Stag Knight in faction, but my Stag Knight is just, you know, he's not keeping up with Dungeon Hard. I have him 350 speed plus 4 fully awakened, by the way. And he's not keeping up. What I love about Michelangelo is that he does also debuff spread. But the thing is, you cannot spread CC abilities as far as I'm aware. So we need once this go live, I will test it out right away, make a video about it. But I'm not sure about this because you cannot spread CC debuffs. So he's gonna spread the decreased defense. And the thing that, because it's not AoE stun, but it's somewhat better. Why? Because when you do an AoE stun, whenever you weak hit, because remember he's green affinity. Green affinity is technically the worst. You're gonna choose which champion you're gonna hit, and then he will land it there, and then he spread it. So technically there is no chance that someone will resist will weak hit on the decreased defense and he won't land it. So this is underrated. It's also good. I want to know how hard this hit. If this hits hard, I'm gonna instantly max him out just for this ability right here. A3, attack all enemies, place decrease attack and leech debuff for 2 turns. Will ignore 25% of the target resistance if it's critical. This is so underrated. Like, he just doesn't need accuracy. Like, as simple as that. 25 of each target resistance. You need 400 resistance for faction stage. Let's say 20, 21. That means you only need the 300, and with the 300 you don't need to build him with accuracy. You just need to have your live arena bonuses accuracy, and you need the accuracy from the Great Hole. That's like 200. With an accuracy aura, you're done. You literally don't need to build him in accuracy. Then place a taunt buff on this champion for 2 turns. Well, he's an attack based champion, so placing a taunt is kinda scary, because you don't survive. Like, you don't have unkillable, right? And you don't have a shield, so you need to have a shield for that thing to happen. Unless there is a shield in his passive. So let's see his passive. 1 turn, that's cool. Passive effect has 50% chance to evade an enemy skill and all of its accompanying effect. If this champion is under a taunt buff, the evade the chance goes up to 30%. That's cool now. So 30%, he's not gonna take the hit or the effect that comes with it. Whenever any turtle attacks, this champion will join the attack. And remember, he double hits and does some good. I'm assuming he's gonna do some good damage. I'm assuming he's gonna have Tranda's multipliers, because like his kit is technically somewhat Tranda level. Place a shield buff equal to 300% of this champion's attack. I usually build my champions around 8,000 attack, so 8 by 3, that's 24,000 HP. That's actually a massive shield. On this champ for 1 turn, whenever they receive a hit. Holy dude. Oh wait, it's 1 turn. Yeah, every 1 turn. So if he receive a hit, 30% chance to evade it. If he doesn't evade it, he's gonna put a shield on himself. That's cool. Yeah. And then he has accuracy aura in all battles. But remember when I told you about accuracy? Now you just use his accuracy aura with live arena bonuses and Great Hole, and he is there. Now, moving into the barbarian guy, Raphael, the one that's supposed to hit like a truck. So how is his kit? Please make him the guy, because so far we don't see anyone that ignores the stone skin. We don't see anyone that ignores the block damage. If they don't do that, that's gonna be underwhelming. So let's see. Attack one enemy 2 times. Place block revive debuff if the target is killed. Okay, that's a very strong A1. And this guy is supposed to be the guy who hits like a truck, right? This is the hardest setting turtle in the anime. So this is supposed to be the hardest setting turtle here. Each critical hit fills this champion turn meter by 10%. So every time he uses his A1, he's going to gain a 20% turn meter with a chance to block revive if he kills. This might be one of the best, if not the best A1 in the entire game right here. At A2, 3 turn cooldown. Attack all enemy will ignore shield, block damage, buffs if this attack is under a berserk debuff placed by this champion. If this champion is not under a berserk debuff placed by themselves, the damage inflicted against enemies under a shield buff is increased by 50%. Each critical hit fills this champion turn meter by 10%. So everything about this guy is gonna fill his turn meter. Dude, this is just power creeping the game, not gonna lie. His A3, which is supposed to be his signature move. Not today. Knucklehead. Attack on enemy 3 times. Each hit will ignore 20% of the target defense. Okay, that's good. That means with Savage or like Merciless and Cat Gaze, you're almost gonna fully ignore the target defense. Place Perfect Veil on this champion and Unkillable buff for 2 turns if the target is killed. Perfect Veil and Unkillable is actually unique buffs because this is the thing. You're gonna build him like, let's say this is the Anina guy and Stone Skin, right? Stone Skin Savage. So the first turn, you're not gonna die. And then you use this ability, which is supposed to kill someone. Place Perfect Veil and Unkillable, which make you almost unkillable and take forever to kill, right? Because let's say the unkillable wait, it's 2 turns unkillable. That's so good actually. Damn, this guy is such a beast. The target survives, place Berserk debuff on this champion. Okay, so if he doesn't kill, he put Berserk on himself. If you guys don't know what Berserk is, Berserk make you do 25% more damage and take 25% more damage. So it's like a weaken that works on you and your ally and your enemy. For 2 turns instead. This debuff cannot be resisted or blocked. Dude, this guy is literally a void kit. And remember, if he has Berserk, he is gonna ignore shield and block damage. And I'm assuming, like, okay, think of it this way. You're gonna use this ability on someone that you can't kill, right? And then he's gonna put Berserk on himself. If you wanna have the Berserk, just use it on a target that you don't want to kill, and then he will have the Berserk, and then he's gonna ignore the shield and block damage. The cool thing about this guy, right now in Arena, only block damage exists on Nice. So technically, if you can't kill Nice with this ability, he's gonna make sure that he will nuke him in the next one. So that's like, I would say he's a good Nice counter, because it doesn't matter, like, he just ignore it, right? Whenever any turtle attacks, this champion will join the attack with a cool A1 that block revive. Places a Berserk debuff on this champion for 1 turn when any champion dies. Okay, so it's not just this mechanic. So when any champion dies, he put Berserk. So remember here, like, I thought that if you don't kill, you put Berserk. No, if you kill, your passive will put Berserk and there is no cooldown. For 1 turn when any champion dies. So all you need to do is just kill someone, and then you will have Berserk, and then you will ignore block damage. Then if you kill them with your A1, you're gonna block revive. Has 20% chance of granting an extra turn when attacking under a Berserk debuff placed by this champion. Dude, this champion is literally a void legendaries kit. His kit is so good, man. Raphael is actually going to be the best one. Let's see. Leonardo, I think he is a Shadowkin. Where is Leonardo? The captain. Captain Leo, where are you? Dude, Leonardo has some... I don't know. The blue... The blue outfit is so good on him. His A1 attack on enemy 2 times. When counter-attacking, will repeat this attack again against a random enemy. During... Okay, 4 times. That's nice. Ignore 3% of the target defense. For each buff on this champion stacks up to 15%. So Leonardo is all about raw damage, so he's just gonna, you know, like, put so much amount of damage just from his A1. His A2. Oh, please, no ally protection, man. Place 60% increased defense on all allies for 2 turns. And ally protection buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. So increased defense. Okay, at least one of the turtles has increased defense. Because remember, they are supposed to be in one team, right? So Leonardo brings the increased defense. And then Michelangelo brings the increased speed. And then the fusion... Sorry. The fusion brings increased speed. And then Michelangelo brings and buff himself. So we just need increase. We still need increased attack for Raphael, right? 50% life protection. Also place unkillable and counter attack buff on this champion for 2 turn on a 3 turn cooldown. So is he like supposed to be an ally protection champion or a hard hitting champion? So we won't know until like his kit go live. Sorry, until his multipliers are live. Oh wait, is he a faction unity? No, TM. Okay, turtle unity. So only with turtles. Attack all enemies. The damage inflicted by this skill. Okay, this is actually so cool. Okay, it's not faction unity, but it's turtles unity. Attack all enemy. The damage inflicted by this skill increases by 5% for each buff on all allies and enemies. Holy dude, this is like Yasuo's abilities A2, where like he end up doing up to 100% more damage on an ability that has 6 multiplier. So you're gonna end up doing 12 multiplier of your damage. Remove all buffs from all enemies. If this attack kills an enemy, this effect cannot be resisted. So he needs to kill, but this one will always kill someone, at least, trust me. I was hoping that he removes buffs, then do this, but then remember that sheep exists, so you can't hope for that. I think it would be cooler if he removes the debuffs, but something for you guys, for endgame people, for endgame, they don't care about the strip. They want him to hit first, then strip, because stripping first will make the champion vulnerable to sheep. So that's why endgame people know. They like it this way. Attack, if you kill, then strip. So at least, if you get sheeped, you already killed someone. We'll ignore 15% of the target defense per each. So you're gonna end up ignoring 60% defense? Holy dude. If you have all the turtles, this is gonna smack. Remember that, like, Yasuo's A2 doesn't ignore, I think. It just increases your multiplier or something. So you're gonna increase your multiplier by the number of buffs on both targets. Let's say there is 3 buffs on each champion on your team. That's 12 buffs. Okay, by 5, that's 60% more damage. And then there is buffs on the enemy, also 3 buffs on each. That's also 60. So you're gonna end up doing 120 more damage and ignoring 60% of the target defense. I mean, it's kind of impossible in well, it's not impossible. In live arena, it's kind of difficult to get this, but this ability is gonna smack, man. Increase the damage dealt by this skill in proportion to this champion's missing HP. Oh my god. And on top of this, you can increase it if he doesn't have that much HP, right? Activate this skill whenever an ally HP drops below 50% once per skill. If there are multiple champions, only one will activate. Holy dude. So if you have all the turtles, Leonardo will basically kill anyone that touches your friends. Isn't that cool? Holy dude. Places, okay, now we're talking. Places stone skin buff on this champion for 1 turn. Each time this champion's HP drop below 50, no cooldown. That's insane. No cooldown, dude. Once per skill. What does once per skill mean? Whenever any turtle attacks, this champion will join in that attack. He does have a good A1, by the way. Now, moving into the event dungeon, Shredder. Attack one enemy 3 times. The second and third will ignore 5 and 10. The second and third will deal 10% and 20%. So Shredder has the strongest and the best kit. I mean, the best looking kit on the among those. Attack all enemies 2 times. Each critical hit destroys the target defense, stacks up to 30%. Each critical hit increases this champion max HP by 30%. This is gonna smack. Each hit 75% placing leech for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted if this champion is under Veil or Perfect Veil. Does he veil himself? Let's see. Decrease all incoming damage by 30%. This damage is split equally among all allies except the champion. I actually don't mind this. If my nuker does take less damage and he spread it out, that's actually a cool mechanic because usually you bring tanks with your nuker, right? Increase this champion's damage dealt by 5% per each dead ally. Okay. Whenever this champion loses 20% of their max HP in one attack, remember that he is an HP nuker. Whenever this champion loses 25%, has 100%. Oh my god, this guy is gonna be a beast, man. Has 100% chance to evade the next attack. When this guaranteed evade effect places Perfect Veil on this champion for 2 turns and has... So he's just gonna... You know, like his passive spread 30% of the damage, and then there is Veil, which make him take 20% more damage. So technically, your damage is just getting mitigated and mitigated on an HP nuker, a nuker that doesn't die. Holy man. This champion for 2 turns has 50% chance of placing a True Fear debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. The True Fear debuff cannot be resisted on a 1 turn passive. I'm actually thinking that this guy is also going to be goated in Chimera. HP battles in all HP in all battles by 33%. I think Shredder is going to be the scariest and the most sought out, like the champion that end game people will seek to get. Because like this passive is just insane. This one is so good. This one is very good. And yeah, he's an HP nuker that has 23,000 HP with good speed and good defense as well. Like where is Taurus? Like he's gonna make Taurus looks like a joke, to be honest. Like look. I mean, Taurus has more defense but less HP. Like he had, and so Shredder has 1,000 more HP and like 5 more speed, slightly less defense. But to be honest, I'd rather have Shredder. So yeah, I think that's... Wait, there is one more champion, right? There is one more. Where is April? What is she? Okay, we find April. So what does April do? Attack one enemy. 50% chance of placing... What? This is an A1. Why? Placing stun, freeze, sleep, provoke, true fear, petrification on the target for 1 turn. Then place Perfect Veil on this champion for 2 turns. On a 1A1, that, okay, 75% chance, goes to 75% chance that she will put a CC. One of those. What? Why? That's insane. Explosive Scoop. Attack one enemy. 75% chance of stealing all buffs from the target. 75% chance of stealing the 100%. Okay, it's 100%, right? Yeah. 3 turn cooldown, 100% of stealing all debuffs and stealing all turn meter, and then place nullify debuff and seal debuff on the target for 2 turn. Passive effect. Has 25% chance of activating Explosive Scoop on an enemy when they gain an extra turn or instant turn. There are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. So she's the anti-turtles. Wait, what's nullify? Champions and the nullify cannot have their skill activated. Oh, so you know, like these conditional skill activations, they won't happen. Or participate in ally attack, be granted an extra turn or instant turn. Yeah, she's the anti-turtle. Place increase accuracy buff on all allies. Decrease the turn meter of all enemies by 20%, and grant an extra turn. 4 turn, that means the 3 turn cooldown because she grant, and then you have this one. Holy dude. Whenever an enemy has their skill activated, team up with allies to attack and gains an extra turn, or instant turn meter has their skill cooldown decrease. Anything that the turtle has. Swap an ally by themselves, evade an enemy effect, has their turn meter, coolize, or had these occurs once per skill. If there are multiple champions, only one will get. I feel like there's something missing. Has their HP swapped by allies? Their turn meter had their HP balance decrease. Oh, decrease all enemies' turn meter by 10%. So if the turtle do any effect, she will decrease the turn meter by 10%. That's the passive effect. Now the active effect, which has that 2 turn cooldown. Whenever enemies remove, transfer, or decrease the duration of any debuff to 0. Transfer. Decrease duration of debuffs. Oh, this is anti-time areas. Decrease turn meter of all enemies by 25%. There are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. Well, she has something against Marius, but remember that she decreased the turn meter, which means Marius will use his A1. Speed in arena battles by 28%. I don't know how I feel about her. Like, she's an anti-turtle, but the turtles aren't arena focused, to be honest. Like, the turtles are going to be a cool thing to have. What do we have here? Yeah, cool thing to have, but I don't think they will be like, you know, like arena focused champions, except for the Shredder. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I think that was probably a very long video. Hopefully you guys get all the turtles, and I will catch you on the next video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Peace.